Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Men's lacrosse is preparing for the Lacrosse for Donnie Memorial Tournament, and Rowan's baseball and softball teams head to Florida for spring break.
The men's and women's basketball teams finished their seasons early in the first round of the NJAC tournament, and we'll take a look at the future of both teams for the 2025-2026 season. The indoor track and field team is heading to the national championship this weekend, and all this and more on Profs Huddle.
Welcome to Profs Huddle. I'm Emma Tatey.
And I'm Sam Prince.
Leading off our show today, Lucas Regruto has some on-the-scene reporting on the club men's lacrosse team's ongoing season and the upcoming Donnie Tournament, which is held annually in memory of the club's late founder.
This past Monday, the Rowan Men's Lacrosse Club welcomed me to one of their practices. During this time, I got to chat with some of the players to see what the club has on their plate this season. So what does it mean to have this group of guys around you, and how do you guys challenge and motivate each other?
So this group of guys right behind me, as you can hear them hyped up, it's really energizing, honestly. They're really good together. We have really good chemistry on and off the field, and it shows whenever we play. Through practice, everything on the field, it shows our chemistry, how well we work together, and it improves by winning games.
Well, it's an awesome community to have. We come out here, rain or shine, freezing cold, crazy winds.
The past couple of years it's mostly been like seniors, a lot of fifth years. But since last year, it's a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores this year running the team. So it's good for the camaraderie.
You guys have finished the previous 4 spring seasons with a winning record, and so far this year, you won 4 of your last 5. How do you guys plan to keep that momentum going?
I feel like ever since losing that first game, the mentality of this team has kind of changed, and we're really locked in here. So just working hard here at practice and, keeping our eyes at the top teams in the league and getting after them and winning the nickel, because just having a winning record is mediocre to me.
So typically how it goes throughout the season, what we've implemented throughout the past winning seasons is whenever we're winning, we're just riding that energy into every week after that.
The club hosts a tournament at the end of every March, the Donnie Tournament. However, to these guys, this is more than just a tournament. So you guys have a bit of a break for the rest of March leading up to the Donnie Tournament. What is the significance of this tournament to you guys, and what does it mean to host it?
For us, he's one of the founders of our team. Everyone on the team has a Donnie band. They get caught not wearing it. That's push-ups for them.
Donnie Tournament is the utmost importance to the entire team, myself especially too. Meeting Donnie's parents, fantastic people, and it's in our constitution as well. It's the #1 priority of the team to host that tournament every year in remembrance of our late founder.
He's part of our culture. He's part of who this team is. We celebrate him all the time, and getting him after it and having his family here is really important to us, and that day we really have something to play for, and we love it.
The Men's Lacrosse Club has a strong community that translates well into their game, as the club has been off to an electric 4-1 start. It'll be exciting to see if the club can continue to play at this dominating level, especially with the Donnie Tournament right around the corner at the end of the month.
Thanks, Lucas. The Donnie Tournament will take place on March 30th, and after hosting TCNJ on April 4th, the Profs will finish the season with 7 away games in the month of April. All our best to the team.
Let's head back in time and ride in the DeLorean to Galloway, New Jersey for the first round of the men's NJAC tournament. Number 6 ranked Rowan visited number 3 ranked Stockton, which is led by a trio of Bryson Williams, Dash Canty, and Denny Fleming. Rowan versus Stockton in a win-or-go-home game. Skip Burton is going to find this ball, goes for 3, gets the Profs on top, 3-0. As the Profs will keep on draining threes, and it's 8-5 Rowan. Profs 8-5. Fleming goes for 3, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, plays Superman, as he's going for the right side layup. For Fleming with the steal, and he's going to go coast to coast. And he's going to go for the 2-hand jam. Make it 16-10 Profs. Bryson Williams gets the dish for 3, and it's no good. The Rowan Profs lose 83-78 in the first round of the NJAC tournament. The Profs will finish the season early this year. Going into the season, they were expected to make another deep run in the NCAA tournament, and their record will be 12-14 on the year. No doubt the Rowan men's basketball team will be on a revenge tour for the 2025-2026 season. The MVP of the Profs season was junior Denny Fleming, who scored 200 169 points this season. He was named NJAC Men's Basketball Player of the Week on December 2nd and had a career high in 25 points against number 1 ranked Hampton Sydney in the 2023-2024 season. Freshman guard Dan Mason, in his first season at a Prof, had 115 points in the first year. His season high of 19 points versus Ramapo and shot 46.7 from behind the arc.
Thanks for that analysis of the men's team, Sam. We now turn our attention to the women's basketball squad, which faced Kane University recently in the NJAC tournament quarterfinal. We start off midway through the first quarter. First look isn't there, but Kate Hurley hits a deep three to keep the game close. A few minutes later, shot clock is off, and Christina Johnson sets up, drives all the way underneath, and counts the bucket. Early in the second quarter, Charlotte Carlisle has a good seal, but can't get the look she wants, firing out to Sabrina Arujo for another deep triple to cut Kane's lead to 1. Late in the second, here's a nifty little cut to the basket for Haley Selmer, and the Kane lead is 3 going into the half. Early in the third, Kate Hurley gets a good look from the far corner, launches, and sinks the 3-ball to knot up the score. About a minute later, Charlotte Carlisle grabs the rebound and rises up for a big bucket to give Rowan the lead. Game still tied, late in the third, 46-all, and Carlisle gets another nice cut to the basket for the Bunny. Moving ahead, the Kane lead is 3 with about 4 minutes to play, and Hurley has another massive 3 for the Profs. Sabrina Arujo finds Twine near the end of regulation, but it won't be enough. Kane taking this NJAC tournament matchup 74-68. It's a tough finish for the Prof season, but let's discuss a few of the players who made a difference for the Rowan women's basketball this year. Senior Kate Hurley had 21 points in the Kane matchup for a total of 1,113 points in her career. She was named the NJAC First Team All-Conference this season and broke the Rowan women's basketball record for threes in a game in February with 9. Sophomore Haley Selmer will be a huge part of the next generation for the Profs. She had 10 points in that game against Kane and a career-high 16 against New Jersey City in January. She's also a Rowan Scholar Athlete of Distinction. And now, with the book closed on winter sports, we turn to John Capola in the spring and baseball and softball seasons.
Thanks, Emma. The Profs packed their bags for spring break. The Profs packed their bags for Florida this spring break. Both baseball and softball teams gear up for lengthy stretches in their schedules. Starting with the undefeated softball team, they have 12 games upcoming, 10 in Claremont and 2 in Winter Haven. They kick off their trip on March 14th playing Juniata and Hope. March 15th, they play Lake Forest and Co. And the 18th, they play against Wisconsin Stevens Point and Wisconsin Stout. The 19th against Springfield and Babson, and close out their trip bright and early on the 19th at 9 a.m. against Wisconsin Lacrosse and finish with Trinity. The 4-1 baseball team is slated for 8 games at 4 different fields on their trip in the Russ Matt Central Florida Invitational. Their first pitch is on March 13th against Washington and Jefferson, followed by UMass Boston on the 14th. They square off against Babson on the 15th. March 17th, in the latter half of their trip, is a doubleheader against Amherst and Hope. On the 19th, they play Southern Maine and conclude their trip on the 20th against St. Olaf. Last time down in Florida, the Profs handled the heat, with the softball team going 9-3, outscoring their opponents 66-27, and the baseball team going 8-1, almost hanging up 80 runs in their 9 games. Let's hope the Profs can go down there and handle business just like they did last year. Back to you, Sam.
The Rowan men's track and field team returns to the national championship this weekend as they look to travel to Galson Training Center in Rochester, New York. Coming off an NJAC championship and an Atlantic Regional championship, the team will look to impose their dominance on the national stage. The Profs will have 11 competitors in the national meet. In the 4x400 meter relay, the team will compete for the brown and gold as they won the event back in 2022. The Profs will have 4 runners in the 60-minute hurdles as Jameer Brown, Jason Jimong, Marquise Young, and Kakiwe Nakamura will look to show off the Rowan hurdle dominance. Jameer Brown has the Division III national record in this event with a time of 7.72 seconds. This team goes into the meet as the 3rd-ranked team in the nation. For a further look into the success of the men's indoor track and field team, our reporter John Capola and producer John Vega met up with our senior captain Marquise Young.
Track captain Marquise Young gives us insight on how Rowan is sending 11 athletes to the Nationals.
I say we're very competitive. I remember when I first was coming here, transferring over, Jameer Beasley, when he was here, the first thing he told me, he was like, practice is like a meet. So it kind of helped me mentally prepare myself. So I'll say the biggest thing is just how we practice. We're very competitive and we hold each other accountable.
Concluding his senior season, Marquise tells us how he wants to be remembered.
I want to leave a legacy of that would show like my hard work and dedication, and because I sacrificed a lot of time, you know, like we all do, but I sacrificed a lot of time into this track stuff. There's been times where I didn't want to do it anymore. I came back. So I say the legacy I would want to leave is one that will be remembered as someone that like worked hard, that was consistent, that put their team first, and that would sacrifice anything to win.
But what keeps the 9-time All-American and former national champ so motivated?
My father, he passed away my freshman year coming here, and I wasn't even gonna run track in college at all. After high school, I went to my JUCO, and I was just gonna do school. And he told me he think I should do it, you know, especially how I came out of high school. And I gave it a try, and it turned out to be the best thing ever. And then losing him, I told myself I couldn't quit because I know that he wanted me to do it. So I would say my dad is my biggest motivation. My mom too, love me mom, but my dad was my #1 motivation, and for me to continue to get up every day and continue to do this.
Marquise is heading back to nationals again, and he hopes he can get a taste of victory just like he did in the previous NJAC championship.
Thanks, John and Giancarlo. We would like to thank everyone for watching us today. And that's it for the first episode of Season 10 of Profs Huddle. I'm Sam Prince.
And I'm Emma Tady saying good night and good luck.